Hello and welcome to this very special edition of Trendz Travel. I'm your host for today, WHISKIES. As you can see, I'm preparing to have a feast while you take a look at what Durban has to offer. Stay tuned. Coming up next, we visit Durban to see all that it has to offer in entertainment as well as entrepreneurship. Following that, we take to the streets looking at the Whiskey Festival. And all of America converges on Durban as the Essence Festival takes place. The Algerian Horse Festival is also something to look forward to.
Our quest to see those who are part of the major key influences in shaping a city begins here in Durban, being the biggest and busiest city in the province of KwaZulu-Natal. We took to the streets to find out how individuals from different industries here are shaping their city. So our first stop was at this building called Foundry in Umgeni. This is where the street couture brand Temperature, brainchild of Sanelekele, is brought to life.
The name is Sanelekele. I actually come from the south of Durban, Mlaza Township. Yeah, well, a lot of people like calling me a fashion designer, but I don't like regarding myself as one. Like, I like calling myself a modern day tailor. As for me, like, I like design, but like, I like more of the craft behind it, you know, like the work process, like the heavy detailing, you know, like the proper tailoring. Like, I always just go to like old people, like old tailor shops, you know, get more knowledge and based like on the old craft, because I still want to preserve it, because more fashion is becoming more generic. Well, I own a label called Temperature. Why Temperature? I was looking for something that actually like represented the dawn of fashion itself, you know. But a lot of people, if you look at them, they'll always tell you about like what influences their personal style or what influences their fashion sense. They'll always talk about like their subculture, where they come from, the music they listen to, or whatever. But like they forget that the only element that actually literally, I'd say, started everything, you know. Like if you look at the Neanderthals, the only time they started dressing up or the only time they started covering themselves with skins, it was because of the temperature change. And it got cold. So I was looking for something like that. So I just went at it that deep. Yeah, and that's how temperature is, you know, because like whatever determines how short your skirt is based on how the weather is. It's not your subculture. If you put on that sweater, it's not based on, you know, it's the temperature.
This fashion brand has firmly found its footing in the fashion industry and is highly appreciated by street culture lovers.
What I've actually noticed in terms of, even in terms of artists, like since we're a more craft-orientated brand, like a person will come in, we'll do a one-on-one, you know, it's like me crafting you and me crafting whatever look and feel that you want to create on that personal night, you know. So dealing with them on that basis, like I've kind of become like a doctor of self-esteem somehow. Crazy enough, like you'd be surprised in how many people with big names actually like have a low self-esteem. That's why they like love clothes so much. But like I always tell them, it's not really about the clothes themselves, it's about you in the clothes, so you make the clothes shine. So it's more of a collaboration and me collaborating with you. But like people I've worked with, like right now, I'm talking Mashapuka, Cow Dutch, A1 Wolf, Sketchy Bongo, Malum Kukat. I've given Ricky pieces, Anati, Dream Team, MK Fresh from Poison Park, Stilo. Well, it's a long list, like, but like just to name a few. But like the guy that I formally work with a lot is Cooley, you know, because of the respect. Like we're more brothers more than a client, fashion designer type situation. It was pretty much a crazy one. Like looking back to when I started, you know, like even though my stuff is more street, like before it was like a guy that actually sews the clothes himself, you know, a streetwear brand is this guy that's actually making the stuff himself, you know. But like before it was a joke. Mfano Tsungayo, Mfano Lono who's doing this, you know. But like with time and me climbing up and climbing the ladder and them seeing change within the brand itself and me actually getting a bit of exposure and even getting an international internship program for like a year, you know, then realizing that it's like, actually this is something we can actually me do something with my hands other than just doing generic t-shirts and printing on them. Why don't I make the t-shirt too, you know, and add my own personal stamp? So like I think I've gone to a certain situation where actually the kids respect that it's actually like you can't do it with your hands, you can't do it with minimal funds, you can, you know. So that's how I shape the city. Is like you don't need much to do it, just get up and start it yourself, you know. I get a lot of peace, I get a lot of time to create, you know. So like the one thing I'd say I love about Durban itself, like people still mind what they do, you understand? There's still potency within the craft. It's not about the media, it's not about who knows it, it's not about who's following it. They're still doing it for the sake of doing it. Like I was born with it, I'm gonna do it, you know. So I like keeping that.
Kale is currently working on a new venture with a friend that is definitely shaping the city. He invited us to come and see where he spends the better part of his day when he's not designing and creating his streetwear couture pieces.
Right now we're at Mama's Bakery, Lazy Chase section. It's one of my favorite places in the world, you know. This is a place of business where everything happens. We got a bread company called West Bread, and this is where everything is baked, you know. Do you want to come inside? Boom. My friend of mine actually got the bakery from the family. He took over it, like his business was going down, but like he did such a remarkable job. And literally at that point in time, he had a few ideas and things that he wanted to do. So he got the best person to actually like come in and handle the business with. And so that's when we started doing everything. Like started formulating the company, West Bread, you know. So that's where we are right now. Like we're still delivering on the South Coast. This is the business partner. This is the guy we got. This is the guy that we're handling everything with. You know, like this is an upcoming brand. We're moving forward now. You know, as far as you know now, Durban is like South Africa's playground. You know, but like we actually had a situation where now Durban is literally, it can get people together, but like we want a space where it gets people together and gets people talking and get the ideas flowing, you know, because like a lot of people right now, like they're all about like earning money just to go to the club and blow it there. I want a situation where people actually get there and start earning differently, like knowledge and talking to people and getting ideas. That's earning for me, you know, so that's where I'm at. Like that's what we're trying to create with this installation, something that's going to shape the city in that manner where people actually earn ideas, not busy focusing on money.
The city of Durban offers a lot more than beautiful golden beaches. It is the only city where the popular fusion gqom sound originates. So what's a fun city without the nightlife, right? So we headed out to 47th Avenue Lounge in Umgeni to check out how Durbanites paint their town.
What Durban has is this beautiful sea air. You have to mention the sea when you mention Durban, because obviously it's the warmest place to be, as the logo says, you know. And what makes Durban very special is that we can mix two things. We can give you these, you know, inside country vibes like we are out at 47th right now, or we can give you seaside vibes, we can give you views, we can give you like every experience that you can imagine right here in Durban. We call it the Miami of South Africa.
It's actually different from other cities, you know, like the feel, the vibe, the music, and you know, even the gqom, you know, like we introduced gqom into other cities, you know, like everything is just different from other cities. So that's what I like about Durban.
Sunny Sunday mornings deserve a market experience where you can grab the best organic products on offer. Who better to give us this experience than the founder of the monthly iHeart Market, Anna Savage.
I like to make things happen. So, and I really love this about the city that I live in. I think it's vibrant and exciting, and I think there's a lot of interesting new places that a lot of people don't know about. So I like to be able to expose those places to people and bring people together to have fun in those spaces. But the iHeart Market, we started it 8 years ago, and within those 8 years it's grown like exponentially. What was really interesting is that in the beginning we started with 12 stalls, and because we pick particularly locally made products and local design, that there weren't many people creating stuff. There was a small handful of people creating it, but not a lot. And so in the 8 years, we've now created this huge market of people making stuff and inspiring more people to create. And so now from 12 stalls 8 years ago, we've got like over 150 stalls of these incredible designers that are all locally made. So it's really exciting.
I go as Mantra, and I do organic coconuts and juice. So what we do is that we source our organic coconuts from the south coast to the north coast, small local farmers. We bring them here to the city and we mix them up with freshly squeezed juice and serve it in the coconuts. Yeah, and it's quite a nice experience. It's very encouraging. Every weekend, every other weekend, there's something going on nice. And that gives the customers a chance to experience a variety of products. And it also gives small farmers and small producers a chance to also showcase their products, which is it's all around good for Durban. You can't complain when that's happening.
I love Durban. It's my home city. I have been to Cape Town, I have been to Joburg. They have their good traits, but for me, Durban has a very unique flavor that they don't have. It's, yeah. Flavor, the food, the people, everything is completely different. And we're not always in the forefront of fashion and things like that. Definitely Cape Town and Joburg can beat us in a lot of things. But the actual community of Durban is not a big community. It's very diverse, which makes it very interesting, and I quite enjoy living here.
With Durban and compared to other cities in South Africa is that we don't try and when it comes to creativity, we don't try and appeal to the Eurocentric idea of what we need to be doing, and so that we can be like on a par with whatever's going on in Europe or whatever. We're quite unique when it comes to our creativity, and you definitely feel a sense of like Africanism coming through, which I think is super special.
So that's it for Durban. Thumbs up to all those who ensure that this tropical city keeps growing and stays as wavy and rich cultured. Our next stop will be Cape Town.
Guys, that was Durban. I do hope you enjoyed that. Stay tuned because there'll be more of Trendz Travel coming up after the break. Welcome back, guys. Coming up next, we're going to be taking on a whiskey tour, and thereafter looking at the Johannesburg Bird Gardens. Do enjoy.
Scotch whisky fanatics and connoisseurs converged at the world's largest whisky event in Sandton, north of Johannesburg. Now in its 14th year, the Whisky Live Festival attracted more than 10,000 people and offered over 200 local and international premium whiskies for tasting, all under one roof. Devotees were treated to some great Highland bagpipe music, which created a festive atmosphere.
To start off with, whiskey has to be in a barrel, new make spirit as we call it, has to be in a barrel for a minimum, oak barrel in Scotland for 3 years minimum before you can call it Scotch whisky. But obviously the better distillers, the better master blenders and the better brands use whiskies that are much older. But for every year that whiskey's in a barrel, it loses between 1 and 2% of its volume to what we call the angel share. And that's why the master blenders in Scotland are not scared of dying. They say there's so much whiskey floating around in the atmosphere there that they've got a great selection. But having said that, the longer you leave whiskey in a barrel, the less it is in them. We never top up a barrel. But not only does it lose its volume, it loses its alcohol strength as well, between 0.5% and 1% of its strength. So it has to be monitored very carefully to make sure it doesn't drop too low. And obviously, you've got to watch the volume in the liquid as well.
More and more people are starting now to pair whiskies with food. I think on Bain's Cape Mountain whiskey, you can keep it simple. You can go with milk tart, for example, you know, the traditional South African milk tart. That does really nicely. The soft, not too sweet tart with a little bit of cinnamon really brings out the sweetness, vanilla, spiciness of the whiskey. You can go Cajun chicken or seafood, a light curry. Those all mix really, really well with Bain's Cape Mountain whiskey. On the other hand, with Three Ships, you can go for more of your meat dishes with, you know, possibly blue cheese sauces. For the 5-year-old specifically, that pairs really, really well with blue cheese. And when you get to your 10-year-old single malt, for example, you know, a really nice piece of anything which is slightly smoky will go really, really well with that. So if you can smoke your fish or you can smoke your meats, dried meats will go really, really well with the 10-year-old single malt too.
South African brands in recent years have shown remarkable growth, with some winning awards like the International Spirits Challenge, the New York International Spirits Competition, and the World Whisky Awards, to name a few. The lively water, as the Scottish would refer to when talking about their favorite drink, can also be used in the kitchen to create meals or paired with some dishes to get optimum enjoyment.
I've been impressed with the level of knowledge that everybody has. At some stages you don't get this in every country, but everybody that I've spoken to has a lot of knowledge of different whiskies, where they're made, how they're made, the cask influence. So it's really good to talk in depth every time somebody takes a sample.
And some shared stories of how they ended up in this fascinating industry.
The story starts a long time ago. So there was a big distillery back in 1821. It was first built right in the far north of Scotland. And that distillery fell into ruin. Well, we don't know when, but about 100 years ago. And was long lost in the mists of time. There's no bottles, there's nothing remaining of the old distillery except for the ruined buildings. And 6 years ago, we had this idea, a little bit of a dream, about rebuilding the distillery and making whiskey again on the north coast of Scotland. So we set about a business project. We bought the land, we got some investment, we built our distillery. We got in touch with a master distiller, a guy who could make like very, very good single malt Scotch whiskey. And he joined the team in 2012. And we started producing our first whiskey in January 2013. We're launching our new expression here at Whiskey Live right now, today. So this is the box. This is it's called Aurora. It's our sherry whiskey. It's getting a great reception and we're having a great deal of fun. So yeah, we have no complaints at the moment. It's all very, very good.
Other discerning whiskey appreciators had other activities besides having a dram of whiskey, like testing their strength on the hammer game and the whiskey time machine.
It's fantastic. It's a great opportunity to try whiskies from all over the world, different tastes, stuff you don't normally have at home or try out at restaurants. So when you get to taste it and try different new things, it's really a fantastic event. And lots of people, good-looking people, lots of good-looking ladies coming to try out the whiskey as well. It's really great.
Very good, smoky, rebellious, black. Wow, because it's black bottle.
The festival lived to its expectations as everybody had something to enjoy. But above all, the event was seeking more appreciation through tasting and the preservation of age-old tradition of whiskey making for generations to come. Connoisseurs would definitely toast to that.
Good day, Trenders. I'm Eloise Goebel, and I'm right here at the Bird Gardens in Monte Casino in Four Ways, Johannesburg. Now, with the December holidays approaching, you're wondering what you can do with your kids, what you can do as a family. Well, Trendz has got the answer for you. You can bring them right here as we take you on a tour.
We're at the Monte Casino Bird Gardens. Basically what it is, it's a combination of reptiles, mammals, birds. It's basically like a mini zoo. It's based at Monte Casino. So it's here in Four Ways. So what you're doing here is you visited the park. There's a whole bunch of animals around. We've got over 1,000 animals in the collection to come and see. As I said, big variety. There's a bird show every day. In the week, there's at 11 o'clock and 3 o'clock, we've got the bird shows. And on weekends, we've got 3 shows per day, 11 o'clock, 1 o'clock, and 3 o'clock.
The Bird Gardens Flight of Fantasy Bird Show is a free educational bird show held in the Tuscan Amphitheatre, which showcases a fantastic display of unrestrained flight. Guaranteed to thrill spectators and to take them on a close and intimate journey into the world of birds, with the birds strutting their stuff and showing off to an audience of first and second graders. Because the birds are trained using positive reinforcement, they don't always do what they're told. That was the case with Savannah, the resident hornbill who had spectators waiting as she decided whether or not she wanted to fly or play with the geese. They have a number of birds come out and try to keep the show as interactive as possible, with audience participation, even seeing a kingfisher landing on a visitor's head.
When you think of bird show, you think very circusy, but our bird show is very different in that the birds are fully flighted and they're free to go wherever they are, or wherever they want to go. So we've got a huge amphitheater, and during the bird show, the birds, as I said, are free flighted. They fly up and down in the amphitheater. Some of them display natural behaviors like catching food out of the air. So it's basically a demonstration of what these birds can do out in the wild, and by using the amphitheater around you. So you get very up close and personal with the animals. And yeah, as I said, they're free flighted, so they can go where they want, and it's very different from what you would usually expect in a normal circus show.
One of the highlights of the bird gardens is the walk around the macaw sanctuary. It's not so much a sanctuary as it is a perching place with these beautiful, colourful birds in open, full view of the public, not even trying to fly away.
Some of the birds really enjoy it, yeah, if not all of them, because they get the proper enrichment, the proper diets, etc. So they don't attempt to fly away in the first place. If we do have a fly away, it's probably a show bird that wanted to just explore a little bit further. But some of the birds' feathers are trimmed so that they can't fly away. This is so that we can keep them here. Obviously, some of them are very valuable, some of them are very rare, so we have to keep them in. But they do grow back, the feathers do grow back, especially with the macaws. We have to keep trimming them because, I mean, obviously it's not an invasive thing, but it's not uncomfortable or sore for them at all. It's like clipping their hair.
Now these guys, we had a bit of a chat about them, and everybody always wants one. Why would, apart from the fact that they're beautiful looking and they're very colourful, why are they so popular to have as a pet?
Well, they're very intelligent. They've got about the same intelligence level as a 3 to 4 year old. So they can connect with us quite easily. They show very big emotions. They show it quite well. And people connect with birds very easily because of that. They're also very colorful, and they can display very impressive mimicking behavior. You know, what we see as talking, you know, the typical hello of a parrot, and that's why people enjoy having it. But there's a very sad story behind that. I mean, people do still go into the wild and basically steal these animals from the wild, and they sell them in the pet trade illegally. And some populations out in the wild have completely been decimated because of this. And there's not a lot of macaws left in the wild, so it's really not a good idea to keep them. But those are the reasons why people like to keep them. It's a status thing, it's impressive, and they connect with us quite easily because of their intelligence.
It is a popular family entertainment attraction where visitors can walk along enchanting elevated wooden walkways with magnificent gardens and marvel at a variety of colourful birds, mammals, reptiles and unusual animals from around the world. The Monte Cassino bird gardens are also home to a wide range of other creatures, as well as small mammals such as sloths, lemurs and meerkats. There are also pythons, puff adders and black mambas. The walk through the aviary boasts over 100 species of birds, but the most enchanting are the small animals like iguanas, marmosets and tamarins. But to the untrained eye, it's just a tiny little monkey. Colourful frogs, scorpions and spiders can be found in the frog room. With thousands of visitors each year, the Monte Cassino Bird Gardens aims to educate adults and children of all ages about bird and animal life, conveying a strong message of conservation and environmental awareness, and the birds are very happy about it. As you can see the pelicans lounging about on the grass, their every need seen to.
Welcome back, guys. Coming up next, we're going to see how all of America descended on Africa on the Essence Festival. We'll also go to Mali for a jazz festival, so stay tuned. There's so much more coming up.
Durban hosted the first ever Essence Festival to be held in Africa. The world is increasingly looking to Africa for entertainment, business and cultural aspiration. Organized by Essence Magazine, the festival, which has been held almost every time in New Orleans, United States, for the last 22 years, drew visitors from all over Africa and the United States, including Hollywood celebrities like comedian and talk show host Steve Harvey, musician Estelle and Kelly Price.
we want the international community to be exposed to the local artists here, to their phenomenal work, their creations. We want the world to see. We want to tell the story to everyone about the great local artistry here, all of the businesses. We really want to spread the word so that we can attract more customers and achieve more success.
The Essence Festival is known for its empowerment seminars, which are free and open to ticket holders. Various events also showcased entrepreneurs and played a role in bridging the gap between Black America and Africa in terms of business and culture.
Give it up for the designer of Broadcast Creations.
We've learned a lot from them, like, for example, the style that is the trends. They are telling us about the international trends, that how can we incorporate them using also our traditional fabric, because I use our traditional fabric. So now I'll get to design maybe clothes that they would wear internationally, but using our fabrics as well.
It was also a meeting place for Africans to interact and share ideas amongst themselves.
Just an amazing experience to meet up others designers, African designers. We're sharing the same experiences, sharing the same problems, sharing the same difficulties to think about how can we grow, how can we extend our brand to be like a most famous African brand like of tomorrow.
Visitors also had a lot to learn, from culture to history. The US-based artists and business people, many of whom attended Essence Festival many times before, said that South Africa as a venue had enriched their experience.
To share with you the love and the greatness that we have for you. We are forever connected. We are Black people. We are forever connected. We love you.
I would take just that genuine hospitality and appreciation for life and the lives of other people. Like in the States, it's a little, everybody's kind of, fending for self right now.
For me, it feels like I am home. It's been a spiritual journey for me. It's been like heartfelt, like emotional. The children, going to Gandhi's house, everything that I have witnessed has just been like a lot of love and just very warm.
South Africa's talented artists like multi-award-winning singer Thandiswa Mazwai, Black Coffee, and rapper AKA also took to the stage.
Mali used to be a rare, stable democracy in a tumultuous northwest Africa, famed for its music festival, towering mud mosques, and bejeweled ancient manuscripts. At this year's Bakamo Jazz Festival, organizers said they hope to use this and similar entertainment events in future to revive the art scene and lure back visitors.
Il y a cette situation d'insécurité, mais dans quel pays il n'y a pas de problème? Donc je pense que nous devons un peu sortir de ce carcan qui dit dès qu'il y a un incident, souvent isolé ou pas, et que l'on ferme la porte à ce qu'on appelle le divertissement, ce qu'on appelle les expressions d'art et de la culture. Justement, ce festival, c'est aussi pour que le monde comprenne qu'ici, tout ne va pas bien, c'est comme partout dans le monde.
For 3 days, the city's residents were treated to concerts featuring artists from all over the world, including the all-female Ivorian group Bella Mundo, as well as some of Mali's musical giants. For Sek, one of Mali's prolific musicians known for blending traditional Malian music with jazz, the event was an opportunity to showcase their diversity of jazz, which also borrows from Mali's rich musical and cultural heritage.
Et donc quand aujourd'hui on parle d'afro-jazz, je pense que nous on le faisait sans sur commande. Parce que les clients venaient, ils demandaient, ce qu'ils demandaient, si c'est un répertoire de Louis Armstrong, on le jouait. Même si c'est avec notre expression personnelle, on le jouait quand même. Donc je veux dire que nous sommes un peu détenteurs quand même de ce nid qui est le vrai nid, qui est la source du départ du jazz aussi.
Many of the guests at the event said they were pleased to see such a prestigious lineup of musicians and to enjoy musical events of this scale that brings many people together.
Vraiment, tout ce que j'ai vu comme artiste, ça m'a donné du courage pour être un jour parmi les artistes.
Le vue musical, ce que nous avons vu aujourd'hui, reflète à suffisance la richesse du répertoire, la richesse musicale, la création artistique. Et ce n'est pas le jazz à l'origine qu'on a vu aujourd'hui. On a vu que ce genre de musique est très évolutif, il s'adapte à son temps.
Organizers plan to make the festival an annual event and market it as a regional festival in future, with concerts held in neighboring countries like Burkina Faso, Senegal, and Ivory Coast.
Rome unveiled a restored archaeological site at the Circus Maximus this November, showing off the spruced-up ruins of one of the world's ancient public entertainment venues. The 600-meter grassy expanse shows few signs of the chariot races that once drew hundreds of thousands of spectators, and the remains of its ancient stands have been partially closed off by wire fences and hoarding for years. Claudio Parisi Presice, Rome's superintendent for cultural heritage, said the 2,800-year-old Circus Maximus, or Big Circus, had been the venue for important events throughout the city's history, including being the site where devastating fire started during Emperor Nero's reign. One of the most infamous legends is that Rome's founder Romulus invited the Sabine tribe to the site, allowing the young men of Rome to abduct their wives.
Si tratta finalmente di rendere accessibile uno dei monumenti più importanti dell'antica Roma. Il Circo Massimo ha 2800 anni di vita e fin dalle prime fasi di vita della città è stato utilizzato per importanti cerimonie. Qui si è svolto il famoso ratto delle Sabine, che consentì ai primi romani di costituire le famiglie che hanno cresciuto poi la storia di questa città. Qui si è avviato il famoso incendio neroniano del 64 d.C. che ha dato vita al rinnovamento complessivo della città.
Following the complex restoration project, people will now be able to visit the arched walkways where senators and plebeians once gathered. Archaeologists have identified ancient shops and a cobbled road has been excavated.
Immaginiamo intorno a questo emiciclo che abbiamo restaurato e che abbiamo reso accessibile una vita fervente di una parte della popolazione che si assembrava intorno a queste strutture per tentare di accedere in occasione dei grandi spettacoli del circo. Sappiamo che le gradinate potevano ospitare fino a 250.000 visitatori, quindi chiaramente una moltitudine che veniva anche da fuori Roma e aveva bisogno di servizi. Noi siamo riusciti a individuare delle botteghe che affacciavano sul lato esterno dell'emiciclo lungo un basolato, una strada in basolato che ovviamente non era visibile, che abbiamo scoperto, e avevano bisogno di tutto, avevano bisogno di latrine, avevano bisogno di termopolia per comprare cibi, avevano bisogno di cambivalute perché scommettevano sulle varie fazioni del circo e avevano bisogno naturalmente di posti dove riposare.
Work at the site has taken several years to complete and included the construction of a panoramic terrace and better viewing areas.
Le opere ovviamente di accessibilità, come diciamo i percorsi di visita stabilizzati, adatti anche a persone portatori di handicap, una nuova illuminazione, una videosorveglianza, quindi un intervento complesso che ha finalmente reso accessibile per sempre un'area un po' negletta del nostro parco monumentale.
The Circus Maximus has been open to the public since November. Okay, trainers, that was Africa and South Africa, but let's see what the rest of the world has to offer.
The fourth edition of Algeria's equestrian tour kicked off in the city of Mostaganem, 450 kilometers west of Algiers, under the auspices of Algeria's Equestrian Federation and the Ministry for Youth and Sports. The international competition, which runs from October to November, sees an influx of horsemen and women from over 20 countries around the world.
تلقيت الدعوة من الاتحاد الجزائري، والهدف أكيد المشاركة أول شيء تمثيل بلدي بالمباريات والمحافل الدولية، وثاني شيء أكيد تدريب لإلي ولخيولي، ونتمنى إن شاء الله نعمل نتيجة كويسة.
3 competitions are held daily during the 10-day event, where contestants compete for cash prizes ranging from 2,000 to 26,000 euros. France, Germany, and the United Kingdom are just some of the participating countries, in addition to representatives from Australia, the Middle East, and Africa. The Saudi Arabian Vice World Champion Abdullah Al-Shalbatli said he would use this competition as a way to shed light on Arab equestrian jumping.
والله طبعا احنا نحب نشارك دائما في كل البطولات الدوليه الكبيره، وبالذات البطولات العربيه. يشرفني ان انا اتواجد في كل بطوله عربيه كبيره زي هذه البطولة، وفي بلدي الثاني الجزائر، وإن شاء الله نحاول نحن نقدم أكبر جهد عندنا ونرفع راية المملكة العربية السعودية ونرفع اسم الفروسية العربية.
On the first day of the competition, many contestants were seen grooming and adding a few last-minute touch-ups to their horses at Hussein Mansour Stud Farm, a local stable which frequently hosts competitions.
Je représente l'Algérie pendant les 15 jours de concours et à venir aussi. Pour tous les autres concours à suivre, je serai sous les couleurs de l'Algérie. Mon objectif, c'était de courir pour l'Algérie parce que déjà toute ma famille du côté de ma mère est algérienne et c'est pour moi une grande fierté de représenter les couleurs de mon pays. Et puis j'espère que ça m'emmènera à des belles épreuves du beau niveau et représenter le pays au plus haut niveau. Oui.
Prête, hein?
Je suis prête à faire sans faute, à essayer de gagner, à faire bien.
À faire bien, c'est bon. Allez.
On arrive avec une faute jouée 31-83 et ça nous amène à 3 coupes dans la même seconde. un joli saut, 36-44 pour Manon, c'est sans faute. Les différents menus qui vous sont proposés.
الحدث يكون فرصة لكل فرسان 25 بلد متواجدين هنا في مستغانم باكتشاف هذه الولاية، اكتشاف عمق تاريخها، اكتشاف تاريخها، اكتشاف ثقافها.
Merci beaucoup à vous. Merci.
L'Algérie renoue avec le sport équestre, voyez, international. Et il n'y avait pas de tour équestre en tour. Et c'est la première fois, ça fait là-bas, c'est le 4e, mais à partir de, ça fait 2 ans qu'on reçoit un grand nombre de pays étrangers. Et actuellement, nous sommes à 22 pays étrangers, c'est un honneur et on peut continuer encore plus. Pour la Coupe du Monde, on l'espère. Nous avons, je pense que nous commençons à avoir les potentialités et l'infrastructure nécessaire dans les avenirs pour proposer l'Algérie pour qu'elle puisse recevoir la Coupe du Monde.
Tout va bien pour le cavalier italien, c'est sans faute pour Emanuele Goggiano, 36-46, 12e place pour le moment.
Kenya is relaxing some of its tea industry rules to encourage production of new varieties in an effort to boost earnings for farmers of the crop, which is now one of the country's top hard currency earners. The East African nation is the world's leading exporter of black tea, but oversupply and variable weather conditions often lead to global price fluctuations, encouraging diversification into niche varieties such as purple and white tea. Rules governing the production of black tea are being eased for specialty projects. Tea factories now need 20 hectares for specialty tea products to be licensed from 250 hectares in the past.
It ended up being a good diversification. The tea itself had good health benefits, and it has now caught up in the market. And buyers are, the demand is now, almost outstripping the supply.
In Kenya's tea-growing region in the Eastern Highlands, the family-run Jerry Industries planted 150 acres with purple tea in 2012, seeking to hedge against price fluctuations, leaving 450 acres to grow black tea. Kenyan tea production is expected to be 430 million kg this year, but just 50,000 kg will be specialty teas, some of which can fetch 10 times more per kg as consumers worldwide have started to gain a taste for different flavors. Unlike black tea, purple tea is not fermented in processing and contains anthocyanin and other substances which some experts say have health benefits, such as helping with weight loss. It was developed by Kenyan tea researchers about 5 years ago. Njeru produced 10,000 kg of purple tea last year and expects to harvest 15,000 kg this year, selling for $30 per kg, well above the $1 to $3.50 per kg fetched by traditional tea, with buyers coming from Japan to the United States.
The price difference, even to me initially, was a bit shocking, because we've been in a CTC market that ranges anywhere between $1 to $3, and at its highest maybe $3.40. And you come to a market whereby you are easily selling it at $30. I've actually also done one at $45, and I've known those who are per kilogram, yes. Right. And I've known those who have been reselling forward from me have been selling as high as $70 a kilogram. So it is really a far cry from your normal tea of $3. It's more of a niche market, but yes. farmers, it would have advantages to farmers.
The product is also finding local demand. Yash Shah, an assistant manager at Chandarana Supermarkets in Nairobi, says purple tea accounted for 3.5% of its local tea sales, after the chain started stocking it a year ago.
I would recommend for them to plant more purple tea, and they will, of course, obviously profit from it because there's so many people who love tea in Kenya. So, and we have so many customers in Kenya who would love to try new things.
China still dominates white tea production, but Kenya and other growers are starting cultivation. 4-day Autumn Cherry Blossom Festival kicked off in Shillong City of India's northeastern Meghalaya state. The festival is aimed at attracting tourists to the hill state in autumn season to witness the unique beauty of pink and white cherry blossoms, as well as Meghalaya's traditional art, culture, and cuisine. The event is organized by Government of Meghalaya in association with the Institute of Bioresources and Sustainable Development, a National Institute of Department of Biotechnology. Chief Minister Makul Sangama said the festival will become one of the most sought-after events in coming years. Up sound.
That today, as we celebrate this first Cherry Blossom Festival, the first edition, 5 years from now, I'm sure we'll need bigger and bigger place. This is not going to be a place where we'll be hosting this Cherry Blossom Festival 5 years from now. And the kind of buzz that this festival will create will definitely be something else.
Popularly known as Shikura Festival in Japan, the event is held in April every year, which helps in creating a positive impact on the local economy.
And that's all we have for you in this week's edition of Trendz Travel. Do remember you can catch us again next week, same time, same place, DSTV channel 404 every Sunday at 12 p.m. and Mondays and Thursdays on SABC 3. You enjoy the rest of your day and I'll enjoy the rest of my smoothie.